Hey everyone, it is Brian Summer, co-chair of Track Movement Committee. So we just finished today going through the new applications with this new process, and we had a couple of things that we noticed on applications that need to change moving forward or needed clarification. So we decided that we would do a short video right afterwards to kind of get those things out there of things that need to change or some things we passed this year because it was the first time, realizing it that it was the first time, but next year it needs to be done differently and done correctly. So, if you just received track movement, this is a good video to watch of why maybe something was or was not accepted or approved. And if you are applying for future track movement, this is a good one to make sure that your application is correct and you're not following some of the issues of the people that we just discussed for track movement today. So, the first thing is for the signatures, moving forward, the person who is signing it, whether it's your administrator, whether it's the co-chair of a committee, whether it's the deck president, they are the ones who need to print their names on the application and sign it. It cannot be typed. You cannot print their names. They need to do it. So they need to do both. Print their name and sign their name. This time we allowed it. Because it was the first time, we wanted clarification. We didn't want people to lose out on it. But for June of 26 and further, the signature and the printed name on the application needs to be from the person who is signing. So please keep that in mind. They will be rejected if it is not the same person or if that printed name is typed. The second thing is when you are using any committee, such as MTSS or something else that does happen to meet during the school day, you need to add something that says this work was not done during my work time. So you can say it was done during lunch, it was done during your plan time, it was done after school. We are going to try to revamp the application to have check boxes for this, but if it doesn't, then please make sure that you state that if it's something that could be done during the school day, that you specifically state done during my personal time, during lunch, or after school. Stipends. This was a big one. Even though this has been the practice for the past 16 years, some people forgot that. You cannot use anything for track movement that you receive a stipend for. If you are a department chair and you got that money, you cannot use it for track movement. If you did a club and you got money for that as a stipend, you cannot use that. If you're on MTSS and there is something that you get paid for MTSS, then you cannot use that. If you are on school improvement team and you get a stipend for summer work, if that summer work is not included in the time log or your work log, then you need to specifically say that in your application, saying, I got paid for summer work. That work was not included in the time I used to get these points. So, we've been saying this for years. It's specifically written in the track packet, but if you get paid a stipend, you cannot use it. HR went back. Any year that you use for track movement, they went back to see if you got paid a stipend. And if it matched up with something you were getting points for, it was a no. You would be declined. So make sure that if you are getting a stipend, you are not using that for track. If you are using something for track and you are denying the stipend, write something out, have your administrator sign it, and you sign it saying, I am doing this, I am foregoing the stipend, have it both signed, so then if by accident you do get paid, you can go to HR, you can go to your administration and say, hey, remember, we signed this, I'm not going to get paid for this, why did I get paid? And then you're okay, and then HR will take the money back, but keep that in mind. If you have questions about that, please email me, or Kelly Post, the current president. Reminder that you need signatures for each year you do something. So let's say I was on MTSS for 3 years. I need to list it 3 different times. So I would say MTSS for the 25-26 school year, MTSS for the 26-27 school year, MTSS for the 27-28 school year. You list them all separately and you get them all signed separately. This year we did allow someone to move. They kind of lumped it all together, saying for the 22 through 25 school years, I did MTSS for 3 years and had only one signature. Any year you do something, you do need to list it separately and have it separately signed. Okay, moving forward, make sure you do that. Also, if you are doing the same project for multiple years, then state how it was different. For example, if I'm doing curriculum revision for science and I do that in 2 different school years, then I'll say like science, maybe the first year we really worked on assessments or we worked on grade 6, and the second year we worked on student work or grade 7. Put that down. Be specific as you can. So I could say science curriculum revisions, student work, science curriculum revisions, assessments. And for separate years, if you're using the same kind of project for more than 1 year, write down how it was different in that little description. It's very confusing for the reader to be like, well, what is this? How come they did the same thing 3 years? Weren't they done the first year? Also, if you are doing, let's say, curriculum revision, and part of that is also then presenting, that's one thing. It's not 5 points for curriculum revision and then 5 points for presenting. If it's all part of the same project, done the same year, it's one thing. So, keep that in mind. You can't differentiate that out and be like, oh, I get 5 points for this part of it and 5 points for this part of it. No, that's one thing. Now, if you were writing curriculum 1 year and then presenting it to people the second year, absolutely. Those are 2 separate years, 5 points for each. But if it's the same year, you're not getting more than, you can't double dip. So that's all curriculum revision. That would in 1 year would encompass any presentations and revisions and all of that. Let's see, what are my other notes? Let's see. Also, if it's not your administrator who's signing, or the deck president, or if it's someone who's just kind of like not the usual person to sign for it, please write why they're signing for it. We are going to try to add something for next year's application that says like job title or something like that, because there were some people of, why is this teacher signing for it? They're not the chair, they're not an administrator, they're not the deck president. So if it's not the usual person signing it, either talk to the deck president to be like, hey, can you sign this instead, or what? And then write a little note. This person is signing per deck president. And then you're fine. So keep that in mind. If in doubt about who to get your signature done, talk to the deck president or talk to the co-chair of track movement. Next year, June 26th, or June 2026, is the last year that people can go back and back sign. If you did something at your school and the administrator is gone, do not ask the new administrator to sign for something in years that they weren't there. It's going to flag it for HR. Talk to the deck president. Show them your work log, and the deck president will sign those situations. Again, next year is possibly the only last year we're going to have this situation because there's no more back signing after June 2026. And then finally, when we were trying to go back to some applications, after people uploaded them to the Google Drive, they put it in the trash. That means it's in the trash for us and we can't see it, or it takes, you can't get it out. It's a horrible process. So do not put any of your applications in the trash until after August, until after they've been approved. So these are some of the do's and don'ts we kind of got through when we were doing them. We just wanted to get them freshly out. We are going to try to redo the application page with these corrections to, again, make it easier to jot down. No, I didn't get a stipend for this. Yes, this was during my plan time. This was during my lunch, and those types of things. Again, if you ever have questions, contact your track movement committee or the deck president. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. How do I turn it off? Where is it? I know you just heard that. I'm being funny. There we go. Bye.